Filling in for Jimmy Patsos this morning to talk Siena men's basketball, as we always do here on Wednesday mornings. His assistant coach, Jordan Watson, in his second season under Coach Patsos from Dartmouth, and a little NBA experience with Memphis, and likes that Illinois area, too. Illinois native. Good morning there, Coach Watson. How are you? Roger Weiland, Zach Bye.
I'm doing great, Roger. Zach, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Good, man. I take it the climate right now around the Siena basketball team as we get stretch run here, just a few games left, is pretty good because you're winning a lot more than you're losing, that's for sure.
No doubt. We've been playing well. You know, you want to be clicking at the end of the year for sure, and that's been our goal all year. We had a tough schedule. We've took some losses that maybe we shouldn't have, but hopefully are better off because of some of those losses. And now we're just trying to figure out how to beat this little dude, Justin Robinson.
Well, would you like to tell us how you might go about doing that the second time around? And it's really a short interval between when you played him at home here just a couple of weeks ago and now back against them this time on the road Friday night.
Yeah, you know, I've talked to a lot of people about this dude. He's really good, man. Like, he's going to get a shot in the NBA. I mean, I watched he play Fairfield last night, and he's firing it in from all over the place. He controls the game. I was with the Grizzlies, and we drafted Mike Conley Jr., who's just a little guy. He's making about $50 million over the next 5 or 6 years. So, I mean, I don't think this guy's going to be a lottery pick or anything, but he's really, really good. He's going to get a shot with a team in a summer league. I think he's already going to Portsmouth. He's by far heads and shoulders above anybody else in our league as the best player. So I wish I had the answer on how to stop him, but we're going to have to see. We're still kind of drawing it up.
Well, here's how I look at it, Coach, and correct me if I'm wrong, but in that first matchup at the Times Union Center, scoring points against this team wasn't the problem. You scored 82. The problem was you gave up 102. And
of those 102, they had 9 assists, Roger. 9 assists. I was amazed by that because I think that when you're going to score 102 points, you're probably going to get 15 to 20 assists. And so it's a lot of one-on-one defense with this team. They come down really fast in transition, and they're taking the first shot they can get. That's one thing with Robinson that we definitely need to do is you can't let him dribble into threes. He does that numerous times throughout all of their games, really, and they've won 14 games in a row, in large part because of him. But then you've got Hornbeek and Seaborn, these two guys on the wing who are benefiting from all these defenses that are, you know, loading to Robinson, and so then they get good looks, and they're good players too. So very, very good team, and a huge challenge on Friday.
The other category that I have circled from the first meeting was rebounding, because I consider Siena a good rebounding team, but on that night they got the better of you. So I think if you buttoned up the rebounding a little bit and maybe won the rebounding or kept it really close, that would go a long way to helping you get a victory.
No doubt, and twofold here on the rebounding. To win on the road, you've got to get second chance points. You've got to offensive rebound to win on the road. It's just something that every coach talks about, and that's one thing that we've been pretty good about our last 5 or 6 road games is going to the glass. On the other end, when they fly down and take the first 3, a lot of times what happens is you turn your head and you kind of suck into the lane, and then the rebound goes over your head. And that happened a lot in the first game against Monmouth because they fire that first open shot. It's tough to go locate the rebound, but that's something that our guards are definitely going to have to focus on because as they shoot, I think they took 25 threes last night. That's a lot of long rebounds, so you got to really be able to track those down.
Talking with assistant coach Jordan Watson, filling in for Jimmy Patsos. We talk Siena men's basketball every Wednesday morning here on Big Board Sports in this time slot. I also know in that first game, Marquise got 36. I know Javion Oganyemi had a good game, but not so much from Bisping and Long. And to me, if you're going to beat this team, and I think you can beat them, I don't think there's any question you can beat this team, but you need all 4 of those guys in having good games on the same night. Would you agree with that, Coach?
You hit it on the head. We definitely need the 4 seniors to be engaged and play well to beat Monmouth, for sure, especially on the road. Now, not all of them are going to get 20 points and 15 rebounds, but we just have to have a really good effort from all 4 of them. And for the most part, the last 8 or 10 games, we've been doing that. And those guys kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is their final stretch. We've got 2 games left, 1 on the road and 1 home at Marist, and then we're going to take our chances in the tournament. But those 4 guys, we're going to go as far as those 4 guys take us, and Shivers has been doing a really good job filling in. Nico's back, had a pretty good run the last couple games. So we've got to find 5 or 6 guys that that are going to play as hard as they can for as long as they can in order to beat Monmouth on Friday.
Hey, how about some more on Shivers? I agree with you on him. He's played pretty well, and he's made some big shots for you last couple of games.
I tell you what, he's really grown up this year, I think, throughout the course of the year, not just on the court, but, when you ask a freshman to play as many minutes as we've asked him, and we've thrown a lot at him, he's really a tough kid, and he wants to play. We've really learned from him that it's very important for him to play, and he's really kind of matured throughout the year, and he's helped us a ton. I mean, if you look back at some of our wins, I mean, he's hit big three after big three, and he's not a guy that you go to on the scouting report and say, well, hey, here's a three-point threat from Siena. But he's really worked on it. He gets his butt down and his hands up in practice and shoots it in. After practice, gets extra shots. So really proud of him for kind of growing up throughout the year, and hopefully he continues to get better. Obviously, with 4 seniors leaving, 5 including our favorite walk-on Jimmy Merrill, there's going to be a lot of open spots for next season. So Shivers is really showing us that he wants to play and wants to be a contributor this year and then on into next year.
Hey, one more for me off the Siena beaten path here. You spent some time in the NBA. What was your reaction yesterday to this Magic Johnson taking over as the president of basketball ops at the Lakers?
It's pretty funny. I was listening to a radio show probably 4 or 5 days ago. I was in the car recruiting, and Magic Johnson was on talking about how he was going to have a meeting with Mitch Kupchak and Bus, and he was going to just, shoot him straight and tell him what he really thought, and he wants the Lakers to get back, and his title was kind of going to be consultant. And, here we are 3 or 4 or 5 days later, and he's the president of operations for the Lakers. And it's like, that's kind of how it goes in the NBA, the relationship between the owner and the GM and the coach, similar to a president and, to an athletic director and a coach in college. Those relationships are kind of the staple as to whether those guys keep their jobs. Winning is one thing, but as soon as there's an ego or some type of breakup in those relationships, things usually go south. So Magic Johnson seems like he's, really excited and wants to kind of take this over. I think he just hire an agent to be the new GM.
Yeah. It'd be Kobe's agent, Rob Pelinka.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. So he came in there ready to roll. He's got his fists up, ready to throw punches. And, I mean, he's a guy, he loves the Lakers and he wants to turn it around. So, who am I to say it would be a bad hire? But I think the one thing about the NBA is those relationships are extremely important. And so, we'll see how this goes down the line. They do have some young talent. I mean, they have a chance. I think the quote was, he said they're 1 star away. I don't know if I buy that, but I think they need to grow that young talent a little bit and then maybe add a star or two, and they could be okay in the next 3 to 4 years. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing, I think he will be aggressive. I think Magic is not going to sit back. I think he will make some very quick moves here to try to get this thing going ASAP for sure. Hey, Coach, thanks for a few minutes. Good luck, Siena.
You got it.
It's an ESPN2 game on Friday night at Monmouth. Good luck on the national stage, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Just real quick, Roger, Shark wanted me to say hello. He was sad he couldn't come out and see you today.
Well, you tell the Shark, man, and he's got an open invite to this show anytime he wants.
Great. Thanks, Roger.
Thank you, Coach.